Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am back with you again today to share how I planned this week in my Classic Happy Planner. There's a look at last week with a very favorite color combo of mine, plus those adorable Squad Goals stickers. Now I'm going to take the page out because because I always take the page out, but I'm also going to be stamping this week. I'm going to use these stickers from the Planning Butler, and somebody had asked how I share or how I store my extraneous Etsy stickers. This is how I store them. They're in these clear sleeves. I will link them to for you in the bottom, but it's easy. You can store, a handful of sheets in there and you can break them up and they come in huge packages. And I was using Avery L ones for a really long time, but I found these really inexpensive ones on Etsy. And so they're not as thick as the Avery L, but they do the job because they're super inexpensive and they're perfect for stickers. I hope that makes sense. Like I don't need them to be super durable. They're just for stickers. So, and I don't, kids don't use them or anything. It's just me. So you can see that is the basis for the entire week, that large full box. It's beautiful, right? It's such a fun and kind of different color palette. And I don't mean it different like, oh my gosh, that's so unusual. I just mean it's not a norm for me. Now for this checklist sticker, I did trim off a very tiny bit off the top. I wanted to make sure that I had room at the bottom for my meal planning because that's what works best for me. I definitely do it occasionally in the sidebar as well, but really at the bottom is what's best for me. Now, I don't have a ton of activity on Monday, just one little event, but I am going to also incorporate more stamping as we go. I am breaking out again those Technique Tuesday stamps that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago. I genuinely love them, and I was really, really excited to pull them out and start working with them today. So that's how I know they're kind of winners, Adding just that little cute nail polish bottle to notate my nail appointment, and isn't that so fun? I mean, it's just so fun to me to be able to do really super and crazy functional things but make them look really cute while doing them. So now I am pulling out this stamp and putting it on my paper using my Versafine. I'm cleaning it off and then I'm drying it off on the back of my hand. These are a high quality photopolymer stamp. They don't need to be primed. I was simply wiping off the wetness from the baby wipe. I wanted to add a couple more hearts for my checklist. Now I'm going to take this stamp from Studio L2E and I'm going to use a Prima chalk ink to ink it up. I wanted it to be a light pink, and so I am doing that sort of the colored portion of the inside, and then I'm going to take the outside and stamp it with Versafine. I'm also going to offset it just a tiny bit on purpose because I like that little slightly offset look. Now I will also stamp to do or get it done or whatever it is in that little flag, but not quite yet. Now I'm just writing in the time for my nails because believe it or not, even though I get it done every 10 days, I still forget the time that I set up. Luckily, my nail girl is super forgiving of me and all of my flaws, so it works out okay. But now I am ready to move into Wednesday, which is a big day. I have lots of plans, and so I am going to use these super cute Technique Tuesday stamps. These were some of the ones that when I saw them, I was really kind of like obsessed. It's like perfect for me and all of the games that we have and all of those things. And then when I pair it with the Versafine, it's really genuinely just so, so perfect. It allows me plenty of room to write all of the details. Now I also added a little star because, well, another game, because it's not just enough to have two, am I right? I needed to add that third. So now I'm going to go ahead and write in all the details, and I'm using my Papermate Flair pen. If you've been around here a while, you know this is just, it's a favorite of mine. It works really well with my particular handwriting. I like how it feels. They're inexpensive. I definitely have lots of other pens. I definitely use other pens, but for my planning, this is really sort of like the perfect pen for me. I don't want to say, oh my God, it's the best pen ever. It's not that. It's just that it's really sort of the perfect combination of all of the things for planning. Now I need to notate another event or another thing. So I'm going to go through all of my little icon stickers and see if I can find something kind of fun. So I ended up with these little bow stickers just because they're adorable, and I wanted to use them, just to be perfectly honest, and so I stuck that right up there, and then I can make note of that thing that I needed to make note of, and then also adding my recycling sticker. If you were here and you saw the flip through of my planner for the year, I do have at the very back of my planner my recycling schedule, but I also include it each week that recycling happens in my planner, just so I can kind of keep track of it, because sometimes it'll be like, oh, hey, is recycling this week, as my husband goes to take the trash cans out. And so then this way I can, really definitely keep track of that. It's very, very helpful to have that in my planner. Now I'm also going to make note here on Tuesday of my cleaning schedule as well. I love that little sticker from Zona Papery, formerly known as the Planner Junkie, and I will link that up down below for you, and you can also receive a discount with my coupon code as well. Now I'm going to also put down a checklist on Wednesday, of course, because of course I have things to get done. I mean, it wouldn't be a normal day if there was just nothing for me to do, am I right? So I'll go ahead and add that there, and I'm trying to, like I said already, that full box that's on Monday, that's the the overview of the week, and I'm pulling in colors that are included in that floral sticker, and then I'm now adding a companion sticker over on Thursday in that top box that is from that same Planner Butler sheet. I have talked about these sheets before. I love them because they are the perfect size and include the perfect amount of stickers for a week. I mean, there's always a few left over for me personally because of the way that I plan, but I feel like, okay, it's not an overwhelming amount of stickers that I would use for 2 or 3 weeks potentially, and so I just really love having those right there. Now I am adding another slight little list of things to do in the bottom box on Friday, and I don't usually put down more than 3 or 4 because Fridays just end up usually being kind of busy, and I don't have a ton of stuff, or I don't have a ton of time for my to-do lists. So there's that. Now you can see right there I stamped that little action plan. I just like to give little headers, even though I know that that's my to-do list or that's my to-do list on Tuesday. I still just like to add those. I think they look really cute and it makes me happy. And as I talk to you almost each week about if my planner looks good and I'm really happy with it, I am far more likely to flip back through it and really, really make it work for me. And since I began planning like this a few years ago, I really just find that I am so much more productive, and I think that's awesome. Now again, this is another Technique Tuesday stamp set that I was just so excited to start using. It's just another one of those ones that it feels like it was made just for me. It really has sort of, again, we're not actually on it right this second, but when you see it in a second, you'll know. I just wanted to talk about it. It really just, it feels like it was made for me. It's one of those things that I just really love and is really, really critical to the way that I plan. And I love it. I'm so excited to have supplies that really speak to me and speak to the way that I like to plan. So again, adding another one of those boxes on Saturday morning. Again, this was one of the stamp sets that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. But I really am so excited just to have things that feel like me and like I plan. And so that's awesome. So I really definitely encourage you to find things, whether they're stickers or they're stamps or whatever they are, that really, really make functional plan or make planning work really well for you. So this is another one of those that I was talking about with these little banners, and I know they come packaged vertically, but for me, horizontally is how I like to use these, sort of more in an arrow than a banner. And I love that it comes with a variety of different types, like little teeny tiny little shapes in those dark sections that I don't know if you can actually see, but I used the stars. And I just love it. I think it's really, really fun and just a fun way to spice things up ever so slightly. And again, I can keep track of all of these things on Saturday when I don't know if I was trying to use stickers or something like that, if I could really do that, unless I used just, say, bullet points or little icon stickers or something like that. Now, Saturday night is prom, which is just absolutely crazy that my newborn son is going to prom, but, well, you know, he is. So these are some alphabet stamps from Studio Calico, and I really, really liked these for this because they are super functional, they're super plain, but then they just really fit, the size is good, and they also just really make this more fun. They add that little bit of flair that I'm really excited about. So going to go ahead and put those away, and then I still need to add a little bit more because I'm not sure it ever ends, but I've got these flower stickers that stamps, I'm sorry, not stickers. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink them up with my Versafine, and I'm going to make 3 separate little clusters with the same flowers and add them in first of all, a triangle, so you'll be able to connect sort of the dots there and make a triangle, but then I can just color them in and make them really pretty in places that I don't have plans. So for example, on Tuesday, I already have my plans written at the top. On Thursday, first of all, I rarely have plans on Thursday, but if I came up with something, I could totally add a sticker on top of that decorative sticker up in the top. And then on Sunday, there's plenty of room for me to still write more plans if needed. So I'm just using 3 separate flower stamps to create this little cluster that's really, really cute, and that it also just really kind of gets all of the things you can see right there. It just makes it fun, you know, and it's really unique, and it can be perfect for your particular layout. So for example, I can color these in any which way I want. Now I'm going to put this it's actually not a full box, it's a half box over there on Sunday for one of my activities right there. And so then I will also place a little icon sticker on the top, which is something I love to do. Just makes it decorative, it makes it fun, but it's absolutely doesn't take away from anything like that. Now I couldn't remember what time that baseball game was, and I'm actually not going to it. My husband and sons are, so I wrote that it was in there, and then I will write the time later once I ask him what time the game starts. So I'm able to, it's kind of like a placeholder, if you will. And then I have just another little reminder, and I have added that right there. Isn't that so fun? Okay, so now I have the bulk of the function finished. I mean, I need to go back and still add my stamping for my meal planning. You know how I like to add my dinners down at the bottom, and I don't go crazy. I don't add each and every little thing. I just add the main course or maybe a main and a side if it needs to be remembered, and then I simply write that next to it if I remember. Some weeks are so crazy I can't even do that, but now I'm going to go back and I'm going to color in all of these things with these Tombow colored pencils. And if you don't own colored pencils and you're looking for a nicer set, I do love these. It comes with a wide range. The lead in the pencil is beautiful. They're really great pencils. However, you can absolutely use Rose Art or Crayola or Prismacolors or whatever you have. I just have these and I love them, and I think that they're really wonderful. I'll link them up down below for you in case you decided that you wanted to pick some up for yourself because you also enjoy these. Now I am just coloring. I am using the majority, I'm using circular strokes so that they blend well together. I'm mostly shading really lightly and then going in strategic places a lot heavier. I'm not doing this in an artistic way, like the same way that I would for like a handmade card or something like that. This is really just to give the stamping a little bit of dimension so it doesn't look flat. So I'm not trying to, oh, where was the sun? Where would this look like there was actually legitimate, like shade versus the sun hitting it? Nope, and that's something you definitely do a little bit more in card making, but that wasn't what I wanted to do here. I wanted to just give it a little bit of dimension, have some areas lighter, some areas darker, just to not have it look so flat. So I'm adding the blue and the red and all of those beautiful colors that are incorporated in that sticker that is on Monday and tying the whole thing together. I just absolutely love it. Going really, really quickly, and I also sped this portion up too, just in case you don't think I'm some sort of a massive like genie in terms of coloring, because I'm definitely not. But I sped it up a lot so that you didn't have to watch me color quite so much. But As you can see, I pulled in so many colors and it just looks so cheerful and so fun, and I really do love it. And it's just such a fun way to get to be a little bit more creative as well. Now I'll just add a little bit of washi tape to tie it all together, and I am finished. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment box below and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much and make it a great day.